Alrighty, I am live. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping and hang on just a moment. I'm just gonna, I need to do something before so that I can see who I'm chatting with, so that I can see the chats. Hang on just a moment, please. Okay. Alrighty. Hello, and welcome to my Graphic 45 Love Notes mini album, full album reveal. So, another impromptu video. So, today I released my tutorial on how I made these Graphic 45 what do you call it, folios. Okay, and so and I hinted in each part of my video that this was to be a part of a larger project. Let me stop for a moment so that I can see who I'm chatting with. I think I see Bonnie. Hi Bonnie, you caught me live. Hi Adrienne and Charlene. Hi Charlene, how are you? And so anyways, let me make sure that y'all can't see me. I'm in my pajamas, so it would be very embarrassing if this just kind of like dropped and y'all got to see me all wonky and so I hope this camera doesn't fall. Okay, so I thought, you know what? Since I did a live video last night and it was so much fun sitting here and chatting with y'all, that I decided, you know what? Let me go ahead and go live again tonight. So I want to show you, this is the full reveal to those videos that I had scheduled for this afternoon. Okay, so you get the tutorials on the folios that I made for this particular album. Okay, and I will show you in a moment what I did. Now, this is a chunky monkey. Okay, let me go like so. You can see it's a chunky monkey. Now, this mini album measures 9 by 7 by 3.5. Okay. And as far as the cover, of course, I use the papers from the Graphic 45 Love Notes collection. Now, I did use the 12 by 12 paper pad, and I also use the 8 by 8 paper pad. Okay, and the 8 by 8 paper pad, I primarily used it on the folios that I made that went in here, and the 12 by 12s I used it on, you know, the cover and so forth. As I do the flip as I do the flip through, you'll be able to tell, you can pretty much tell where I used the 8 by 8 and where I used the 12 by 12. So let me see who else is there tonight. Hi, Debbie. How are you, Debbie? Did you collect your winnings, Debbie? Oh my gosh, when they called out your name, I was so excited for you, Debbie. I was like, yay! Yeah, Debbie was the grand prize winner to our last hop. It was so exciting. She won that a bunch of goodies from Renee Bouquets. Okay, so let me move on back to the album. Now, over here, I did use all of the flowers that I'm using in this mini album are either from the Graphic 45 Rose Bouquet collections or from the Graphic 45 flower dies and leaf dies, so that I could make not so thick or not so high flowers, because these were a little bit too chunky for me to insert in the pages in between. You will see in just a little bit. Okay, so as far as my embellishing, the first thing that I did was, obviously, I put down my paper, and this is just some trim for my stash, some flat back pearls for my stash, and the corners are for my stash. But check this out. Pretty soon, Graphic 45 is going to be releasing their own metal corners, and I am so looking forward to that. I can't wait. And so this right here is also for my stash, and see this pretty door plate? Let me bring this up so that you can see it. And you see that I use Swarovski, and I hope that I'm saying it correctly, Swarovski crystals to embellish this beautiful graphic 45 door plate. Now, in previous videos, I have mentioned that I really I don't do the closures, the mini album closures like a lot of the ladies do, because somehow I just never get it right. So it has the impression of a, like, as if I had a closure, but it really doesn't. See, it stays open. Okay. So what else did I do here? Over here, look at this. I love this. You know what this is? This is from a bookmark. Okay, this is from a bookmark that I bought a long time ago. It was so pretty that I decided that, you know what, I'm going to take it apart and I'm going to use it somewhere. And when I saw the colors here, that green goes so well with the graphic 45 green in this paper collection, that I decided to add some jewelry to my mini album. And this over here, this is just a brad for my stash. And everything else, let's see, I also have another brad for my stash here. Let me bring this up a little bit closer to y'all. And you know how I love to add bling to my work. And sometimes I don't get to because it doesn't call for it. But in this instance, I think that it was well used over here, because you see, this has some bling. Okay. And I went ahead and added this bling. And this was gifted to me by my friend Christine. She is Shabby Pink House right here on YouTube. Hi, Christine. And see this beautiful ornate key. I hope that y'all can see it very well there. That's better. Okay, this beautiful ornate key is also from Graphic 45. Okay, and I made a stick pin. There we go, a hint of a stick pin. But these curlies and these leaves and all these flowers, roses, are from Graphic 45. And over here, what you see peering through is a metal butterfly, just a metal embellishment. I think that the metal embellishments went very well with this collection. And on the spine, you see it's a chunky monkey. And on the spine, what I used was the Graphic 45 drawer pulls. Maybe you can see it better this way. It's a Graphic 45 drawer pull, and I went ahead and added some flat back pearls to this. Okay, and the back, let me go ahead and show you what the back looks like. It's just something like so, nice and clean. I really like that. And I did do a lot of inking around the edges. I don't know if you can tell, in every single sheet just about. And for the inking, I did use the color box Graphic 45, and let's see, I think I do have it on hand. Okay, and they named these with fancy names. So the ink color that I used is called Photogenic. Okay, there we go, and it's by Color Box Graphic 45 Decades ink. So this is the color that I used on everything in this one book. Okay, so let me move on to the first page. But first, let me stop and see if I have missed anybody. Let me say hello. Ooh, hang on a second. I got to look at my phone. Okay, Anna's Creations. Hi, Anna. Hi, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Who else? Catherine Buchanan, Metal Corners are killing. Yes, Catherine. They are releasing. I got to see their Metal Corners in at Creativation in January, and they're coming out with several new products and goodies for us to play with. And I am so thrilled. They are coming out with these beautiful, beautiful metal corners that are delicate and gorgeous, and oh my gosh, I'll just wait for them to do the reveal. But they're coming pretty soon. Okay. Excuse me. So, are y'all ready for the full reveal? Yay! Give me a thumbs up for the full reveal. I am doing my best at these live videos, and I love it because it's so much fun. I get to chat with y'all. Okay, Maria. Hi, Maria. Okay, so here we go. Ta-da! Now, let me explain the logic. Okay, my logic behind this book. I want to make an elaborate mini album, but elaborate in a way that it was chunky, that it had embellishments and some flips and folds. You know, I have yet to master that part of a mini album. I know that there's a lot of wonderful ladies and gentlemen who craft mini albums, and they make all sorts of fancy folds and everything. I'm not there yet, but I try. Okay, so thumbs up for effort. And so, because I wanted to embellish every single page as much as I could, I knew that I needed some pretty good space in between. Okay, so what I did with my binding is that instead of doing your typical 1/4 inch gusset in between, I left a full inch gusset in between. Okay, but by doing a full inch gusset in between, I could only fit 3 pages, but I knew that going in, okay, because I knew that I was going to add stuff to each page. So you will see that every single space in between is going to be 1 inch, simply because I needed to fit stuff in. Now, I knew that I wanted to make something like file folders. You know, we all make file folders and they're so beautiful. And then I thought, you know what? Let me go ahead and stick a file folder in the front and a file folder in the back. Okay. And each file folder, if you have watched my tutorials this afternoon, or you can go back to them later or later on this week, each file folder is going to have a 1/2 inch gusset. Okay. And so let me go ahead and start with this side over here. Now, to decorate the front of this file folder, I'm calling it wrong. Hang on. It's not a file folder. It's called a folio. I keep calling it file folder. Well, y'all know what I mean. It's a folio. Hi, Janet. And so each folio, I got to say it right, folio has a 1/2 inch gusset on each side. So, and I did decorate the outside because I knew that they were going to be showing. And even if this side doesn't show very well, you know what? I still did it because I'm aware that it's there. Okay. So I have to see it done. Alrighty. And so what I used over here are from the papers and the ephemera cards that are 4x6 ephemera cards from Graphic 45. Okay. And basically over here, I took a die for my stash. This is a Spellbinders die, okay? And this is also a Spellbinders die for my stash. And I just made something like a framed picture over here. But if you look back here, and I know this may be a little bit difficult to see, this right here is also a Spellbinders die, a framed die, mostly used in cards that I decided to use as a background to this frame over here. So let me lift this up a little bit so that you can see. And because of the elegance that I wanted to bring to this mini album, I decided to use more rhinestones on it. And this is another rhinestone from my stash. And I do believe that Shabby Pink House also gifted this to me. Thank you. And see this right here? Would you believe that this is just a piece of scrap that I had left over? Okay. When I was going through my laces and everything, because I don't have that very many black laces, okay, I saw this tiny piece of scrap that I had saved a while back, and I said, you know what, let me use that. So what I did was, see, this button has one of those things that separate, a separator right in the middle. So all I did was I just threaded this right through, and then I used my, I don't have that glue here on my desk. Then I used the Artist Glitter Glue. That's the name of it. Artist Glitter Glue to glue this piece down. Because if you try to do this with a hot glue gun, it's going to fall right off. It doesn't really take that much and it winds up ripping your paper. But if you use that Artist Glitter Glue, you will pretty much be able to permanently adhere metal to paper, okay? Except in some instances, like let's say you're dealing with a heavier piece of metal or something, then of course you're going to have to break out another type of glue or cement, okay? So yeah, and over here we have some more of the Graphic 45 Rose Bouquet. And what I did for closure, alrighty, because I have a ton of these chipboard pieces. When I acquired the Graphic 45 Love Notes collection, I asked for everything. I asked for the stickers, the chipboards, the pockets, everything, the ephemera, because I knew that I wanted to use it all. Okay. And so what I did here was, now I do have the Graphic 45 brads, but I wanted to use a different color brad. So throughout this mini album, you're going to see black brads that hold down the closures, okay? And it's super simple, so easy to use your chipboard pieces as closures. And you will see that in my tutorial that I released earlier today. I think it's going to be in video number 1, if not in number 2, but it's there, trust me. And so then all you got to do is just swing this out like this, okay? And we open it like so. And I did decide to use some more of my Spellbinders dies to dress up these beautiful pages, okay? And over here, I just did a cutout from the Graphic 45 Love Notes. This beautiful background is also in the Love Notes collection. And over here, this is just a background to one of my dies from Spellbinders. And see this right here? This is this one right along here, except that I just flipped it horizontally is all that I did over here. And this is one of the ephemera cards, and I matted it on plain black cardstock, and then I put it on top of this paper. And you will also see that I added papers on the side, and let me turn this like this, and this is what this part looks like, okay? And so over here, we have another matted ephemera card from Graphic 45 Love Notes, and this time, because the card is dark, what I did was I used this color cardstock to mat this picture on, and it is a little bit dimensional. I use these, if you could see it right along there, it's these tiny little, they're not tiny little, what am I saying? They're thin, they're not too thick, okay? Because see, this only has 1/2 inch of closure, so I didn't want to make it so dimensional that this would be popping out, you know? So I did use a skinny dimension right along here to pop this up just a little bit. And right along here, I did use the Graphic 45 clocks, the clock die. That beautiful clock die also works as a frame. And of course, when you die cut your Graphic 45 clock, it will also die cut a circle. So because I wanted to do a I didn't want to use the same exact paper for the circle, what I did was I cut 2 pieces, okay? I cut one piece in this color cardstock, and then I cut the other piece in this cardstock right here. And as you can see, I did ink around the edges, and I just combined them. I used the frame from one cardstock and the circle from the other cardstock, and as you can see, it fits perfectly in there. Alrighty, hang on a second. I need to take a drink. Hi, Elemental Designs. How are you? Okay. Oh, okay. Somebody wants to know what kind of binding system did I use? I used the binding system that everybody does. You know, you take your cardstock, and then you do you measure the 1/2 inch. See, what I wound up doing with mine is I measured 1/2 inch all across. I went, no, not half an inch, an inch. I'm sorry. I measured inch, half an inch, half an inch, inch, half an inch, half an inch, because to hold the papers, you still have that half an inch gusset right over here, right? But over here, you're going to have an inch. Okay. So those were the measurements that I used in my binding system. Alrighty. I hope that answered. Let me know if I was clear on that or if it doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I'm going to this part right here. I did use the small tags from Graphic 45, and then to make the inserts, I used the small tag dies, and it's just something cute, something journaling. I got to remember next time I'm at Michael's, I got to buy one of those white pens. Is that what they're called? You know, those white markers that you can write on black? Yeah, I always forget. Every time I'm there, I'm like, I always forget to pick up one of those, but I need to do that because, oh my gosh, I can't wait to use this album. Now, what I've done here is I had something like 3 or 4 of these policy envelopes left from a different project. So I decided to make pockets with them. And this is how they are done. Alrighty. Basically, what I did was I spaced them out about a half an inch, maybe a little bit over a half an inch. I don't remember. And I just glued one right on top of the other, but they're about a half an inch apart. Okay. As you can see, we have here 1, we have 2, and we have 3. Okay. And so of course the policy envelope opens just like so. And this is a little crown. Let me bring this up a little bit further so that you can see. And you know what, friends, I'm going to go ahead and take pictures of this, and I'm going to put them up in a blog post so that you can clearly see everything in this mini album. Alrighty. So this is from my stash. I think it went very well right on there. And this serves as a pocket. Okay. And then what I've done here is I used my Graphic 45 tags. These are, believe I called are called the regular tags, and I used the regular tag insert dies to make my inserts. And here's 1, and here is 2, and here is 3. Okay, so we have these 3 tags, and we have these 3 tags. And to pretty it up, what I did was I used one of my Spellbinders pockets dies, okay, right along here to make kind of sort of like a pocket. And it is a pocket, okay, but I also wanted this to be fancy and dressy, and you know how I like to do my scrapbooks. And so to dress it up even further, I just used I just used 3 pieces of gold sequin on these, and I just glued them with my artist glitter glue, and that was the end of that. Okay, and I really like the way this fit these perfectly. Okay, so this is one of the folios, and I didn't add any paper to the back, and I just glued it right onto this page, and I just love how it came out. And oh my gosh, these closures are so super easy to make. Okay, just watch my tutorials and you will see. So over here, to embellish this page, I used the Graphic 45 Love Notes tag and pockets, I believe is what they call. You know those cutouts that you make the envelopes and the pockets with? That's what I did over here. Okay, and this is also from the same tag and pockets sheet, and this is a cutout from one of my pages. And as you can see here, I use the 8x8 and 8x8 page to do this one right here. And these fit as ephemera, you know, for writing or adding a picture or something on the back. And these fit right over here. And right along here, I just made a kind of like a little banner. Let me raise it up so that y'all can see. Okay, that's a little banner that I did. And over here, again, from the 8x8 collection. And what I did here was, oh my gosh, I made a mistake in my measuring this piece. It came out not as, it didn't come all the way out to here. Okay, so I remedied that by just trimming this piece of paper on it and just overlaying it, putting it on top of this one, and I think it turned out pretty well. I mean, it looks like it was intentional, right? You can't tell that I made a mistake in my measurements. Okay, let me check the chat for a minute. For a moment. Hi, Rosa Kelly. How are you? Are you in Peru or are you in the US? I haven't chatted with you in a long time. Oh my gosh, it seems like everybody is busy nowadays. Will you have a printed tutorial? Okay, Catherine Buchanan, yes. As a matter of fact, there is a printed tutorial in my website right now for part 1 of the tutorial that went out today on YouTube. So if you go to decorateyourlife.com, and that's decorate with the number 8, you're going to find my blog post for this specific tutorial on it. Okay. And so, but I have yet to write a blog post for the entire book. That's coming up soon. All righty. And let's see. A white Sharpie. Yes. Thank you. That's what I need to buy. A white Sharpie. Great about photos on the blog. Keeps changing resolution. So I keep losing. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Catherine. But yeah, check out my blog. Okay. You're going to find part 1 right on there. And I will come up with another part to this very same book. Okay. And oh, thank you, Bonnie. And so for the closure here, same exact way as I did it here. I just used the graphic 45 chipboard. And here's a tip, because I don't know if y'all are familiar with the graphic 45 chipboards. You know how you have the frame and this pops out. All I did on the back was I just added some double-sided tape, but I didn't pull out or you can use Scotch tape just to ensure that this doesn't pop out. Okay, so here we go. We go like so, and it opens up like this, and it opens up like this. Okay, you know, like I said, I'm not an expert on flips and folds. You know, if y'all want to see some really neat flips and folds, my friend Rosa, check out Rosa Kelly. Her channel is all about mini albums. Okay, and so if you want to check out a pro at flips and folds, head on over to Rosa Kelly's scrapbooking right after this video and after you see my blog post, because she's very detailed. She's a really excellent educator. Okay, she's very detailed, and she will give you all the tips and everything on how to do a mini album. Because I know that sometimes I'm like, you know, my mind is racing and my mouth races right along with it, and sometimes you may not understand my tutorials. I don't know. But a lot of people do enjoy Rosa Kelly's tutorials, so check her out. And I do believe that my friend Debbie, she's right there in the chat. Go ahead and sub to her channel and bookmark her channel, because she also does a ton of mini albums, and she's been doing some mighty fine tutorials lately as well. Okay, so here we go, right along here, and this is going to close like this, just like so. And here we go on to this page. Now, I left this page blank intentionally because I wanted to put a couple of pictures there. And this flower, remember earlier I said that I didn't want to use these because these are a little bit on the chunky side, okay? And so it would have given me issues on closing this part right here. And you see, there's that 1-inch gusset. I wanted to leave plenty of room for all the play over here. So I did these and these with the graphic 45 flower and leaf dies, okay? And basically you just cut a bunch and you just layer them, and you know, and for the center it's just a flat back pearl. Real fun, real simple and easy and quick. Okay, so now this is what I did on this page. I haven't ordered my magnets, and I pick and choose carefully where I'm going to use my magnets, because y'all are paper crafters. Y'all know how expensive magnets can get, okay? Especially if you buy those really strong neo something or other, and that are really flat and really strong, okay? It doesn't matter where you get them from. You're going to pay an arm and a leg for them, okay? Because once you start using magnets and everything, I mean, you go through a pack like that, okay? So I really needed to be mindful of my closures, of how I was closing things up in this mini album, hence the chipboard closures. That helps a lot. It's a heck of a lot cheaper to use your chipboards as closures than it is to use magnets, okay? So what I did here was I thought, you know what? I need to find a way to enclose this folds that I'm about to show you. And I said to myself, you know what? Let me make a pocket at the very top of everything. And then I'm going to make some photo mats, okay? And these photo mats are going to be sized in a way that when you insert them in the pocket, guess what? They close. They serve as a closure to my flips, okay? So, you know, y'all can scrap lift that idea. It saves you money on them magnets. Okay, so here we have a couple of photo mats, and because of the red and the burgundy throughout the collection, I went ahead and whipped out my burgundy cardstock. It is red on one side. They kind of look like cards, but they're intended for photo mats and journaling. Okay, and here is another one, and once again, because this is dark, alrighty, I decided to use a cardstock in this color to make it, and to make this photo mat and journaling card. And so over here, let me bring this down like so you can see it. Over here we have one flip, okay, right here for a picture, and we have two flips. And right here is going to be the pocket for the photos, pocket for the the photo mats. Okay. Now notice how I didn't add anything here. Okay. I didn't add anything here, and I was on the fence. Okay. Because I mean, I could have added some paper on this side and this side, but because of my enclosure mechanism, I knew that I couldn't make these thick. Okay. Because you think about it, when you put your pictures on this is going to get thick and it's not going to close flat. So I thought, okay, if I add paper and then on top of that I add the pictures, it's going to be too thick for me to fold them flat anymore. So that's why I did not use any papers on the backs of these. And if you're curious, this is just a paper punch. It's a Martha Stewart paper punch, and I do believe that EK Success has the very same one, because I think, and I may be mistaken, but if I remember correctly, one of my friends told me that the same company that made the Martha Stewart paper punches makes EK Success. Okay, so I could be wrong, alrighty, or maybe I didn't hear it correctly, but that's how I understood it. And if you are looking for a certain Martha Stewart paper punch, more than likely you're going to find it under EK Success. Okay, so this is also with a Martha Stewart paper punch, and over here what I did was I used a sticker from the Love Notes collection, and I just mounted it on a piece of cardstock, this very same one. I did ink around the edges with my Graphic 45 photogenic ink, and I used that skinny mount to mount it right on here. And here are my closures, and here is my closure, and that is that. So how are you liking this so far? Let me look at the chat for a moment. Okay. Thank you so much. Hi, Robin. Magnetic sheets. Okay, Catherine, you brought up a very important point. Would those magnetic sheets work? No, It doesn't work. I've tried that in my early days, 3 years ago, because I haven't been paper crafting for that long. In my early days of scrapbooking, you know how you go through, you experiment with different things, and because magnets are a commodity, an expensive commodity, I did try those magnet sheets, and no, they are not strong enough. Okay, yes, they are super thin as we would like them to be, but they're not going to hold. So I'm telling you, don't waste your glue, your paper trying to use those magnetic sheets, because it's not going to work. Because by the time that you put your cardstock over it, it completely loses the strength. So no, don't use magnetic sheets. Okay. Hi, Miss Tony. Oh, thank you so much, Charlene. Okay, so we're moving on to the next page. And this is what this one looks like. I love how this looks. See, this is the most interactive mini album that I've ever made, and I am so happy the way it came out. Like I said, I am still learning. You know, I'm not up there with the pros just yet, but I wanted to get my feet wet in interactiveness, and I think I did a mighty good job this time. Okay, so what I've done here is, I don't know if you can see this. Here, let me lift this up a little bit. Do you see this teensy tiny clothespin? That is what I'm using as a closing device for this tiny Love Notes envelope. Now, this is an envelope that is held to this page through a piece of, what is this called? Oh my gosh, I need a dictionary in front of me. Anyways, it's being held through this, and see, and I do have some in black, and I do have some in white, and I thought that black would be perfect because you can hardly tell, right? Okay, so oh, thank you so much, Catherine. So this is one of those graphic 45 envelopes from the tags and envelopes. Okay, and this time I decided I was not going to glue it together. I was just going to do the folds along the score marks, and this is from the tags and envelopes. I think this is so super cute. So it's kind of like a surprise, you know, that goes in here, and then this closes like so, and like so, and like so, right? And so I'm going to put it Velcro. That's what this is, Velcro. And so this is going to go Velcro down right along here. And you notice how it pops right open, right, when I Velcro it. And then I went through my stash, and in my Halloween stash, I found these. I found a bunch of these. So I said to myself, you know what? Let me go ahead and use that. So that is what I'm using for the closure, and it stays Velcro down, and that is all there is to it. And over here, I decided to make a corner pocket with another one of those pockets and tags sheets that they provide you with. And look at this beautiful paper. And over here, I did the same exact thing like I did in the previous page. I just used their ephemera. They have 6x4, and I think this is 2x3, I want to say, okay, to make some photo mats. And these go right along here, just like that. And over here, notice another one of the chipboards as a closing mechanism, okay? So what I decided to do here was to make it look pretty up here. I just used a die from one of my Spellbinders dies, and this is a sticker that I stuck on there. And here is some gold sequin, and this is popped up, alrighty. And this time I used the little pop dot squares to make it a little bit more elevated. Okay. And so that's what I used here. And over here, notice how we have 1 and 2. These are scraps, ladies. Okay. I wasn't going I wasn't about to trim a full page anymore. These are scraps, and I just did my measuring, and I ensured that these two measurements at the bottom, you know, and the top matched, and I just put these two together and they worked out so well, you know. And so over here for this, I believe I did use some Velcro. Yes, I also used some Velcro. And to make this envelope, I did use my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board to do this. And it does hold a couple, well, 3 of the Graphic 45 2x3 ephemera cards. Okay, so I'm going to put these back in here. Okay, and I did use a chipboard piece with some flat back pearls to adorn the chipboard piece. And when I glued this down, I glued it on 3 sides, alrighty, and I left this open so that this also serves as a pocket. Alrighty, it's a pocket for more ephemera cards. Alrighty, so we have that in the front of this page, and then we're gonna swing the tab open like so, and over here we have room for pictures. All right, let me check my chat once again. Yeah, Velcro. Thank you so much, Miss Tony. Yeah, they're cute. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so hang on. Let me have a drink because I'm getting thirsty. Okay, so sorry about that. Alrighty, so here we go, and we are going to go ahead and close this like so. So we have our 1, 2, and this is our 3rd page, and notice a full inch gusset right along there. And this is what the back looks like. And for the back, I just kept it simple. All I did was my die cuts for my flowers and my leaves. And I decided to use some regular cardstock to bring out the colors in this. I mean, it does match the colors throughout the collection. So that's what I've done here. And we could put a couple of pictures right along there. So you saw the tutorial this afternoon for this one. Okay, I was just making a basic folio tutorial that I said was part of a much larger project. So this one went to the back of it. Okay, and I added some metal corners and some bling pieces. And here, once again, you'll see that I used my Graphic 45 clock frame die, and I used the pop out from this same paper collection, I believe, and it's just a little bit popped up, not that much. Alrighty, and here is another piece of chipboard that you use as a swing tab, and you just open it like so. There we go. And I use the very same Spellbinders die to make this frame right along here. I did use stickers here and here, and you get to see that in the tutorial. It is a 3-part tutorial. I knew that I could have put it all in one video, but I just wanted to make it, I wanted to keep it simple, and I wanted to keep it short. That way it's easier for viewing, because, you know, maybe all you need is just the measurements and the basic how-to without all the glitz, you know. And so that's why I decided to make a 3-part video instead of just one long one. And so over here I did use the chipboard piece. This is a moth, I believe. And over here, just some paper that I pop dotted. And I did use my Graphic 45 regular tags. Let me see. No, these are not the regular tags. These are the square tags, okay? These are the square tags that I used for this waterfall. And this is where the expensive magnets went, okay? Because if you look at it, I mean, it holds. These are strong magnets, okay? And in the video, I noticed that somebody did ask me where I get my magnets, and I get them through Amazon, okay? And so, but they can get pricey, okay? And it's the Neo Dynamo. I forget what they're called, because there's several different types of magnets, and I order the Neo whatever, okay? Neo something earth magnets. Okay, they're real thin, super strong. Alrighty, and so that's what I have on the closure here, and also to the back. So these open up like so. See, it's like that. And you know what? And another reason why you want to get really strong magnets is because of this. Check this out. It goes through all these pieces of cardstock, and then I'm also gonna be adding pictures. Okay, so by the time that I add pictures to this waterfall, these magnets better be super strong, because otherwise, if I just use some run-of-the-mill magnets, this is not gonna hold, and I wanted this to hold. So here is what I have, and also what I showed you. What I mentioned actually was when I was die cutting these pieces here, I had to take off about a half an inch from the top so that these could fit in here. And what I did was I used those pieces of scraps to just line these with. Okay, so yeah, I love using scraps. I don't like setting anything to waste. And I know this gives the illusion that it's crooked, but it's not crooked. It's just the way that I cut the paper. The paper looks crooked, but it's not. It's actually straight. This is an optical illusion. And so it goes like so and like so. And the other magnet is right there. Alrighty. And right along here, I just kept this simple, simply because it doesn't need anything else. I mean, look at the designs. The designs are so beautiful in this paper line that it really doesn't need much of anything else. Okay. And I'm thinking the way that I'm going to put my pictures on here is I do have cardstock for mounting pictures on, and that is how I'm going to separate the space for my pictures when I add them on here. Alrighty, and then the closure goes like this. It goes down like this, it goes like this, and then I use this like so. And this is it. This is my Chunky Monkey mini album, and I just love the way it came out. And I'm doing my best to improve each design as I go along. And I do have 2 other mini albums that I'm going to be sharing with you using papers from Graphic 45 as well, different paper collections. And those will be in different videos because they are different collections. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to my blog, to the RSS feed, go ahead and do so, because a lot of times what you don't see in my videos, you're going to read it in my blog, like measurements and pictures, well-detailed pictures, so that you can actually see exactly what it is that I did. So whenever I come up with a design team project for whomever, in this case, Graphic 45, I always follow it up with a blog post where I give you full details quite often. Okay, so let me go ahead and jump back in on the chat. Ooh, let me see. Oh, thank you so much. Hang on. I lost my I lost my chat. I lost my chat. Hang on a second. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. Oh, thank you so very much, Anna. So, okay, before I go, does anybody have any questions for me? Now, once this video has posted on YouTube, I will provide you with links of everything that I used, or the majority of the things that I used here that I can find online. I will post them in the area underneath this video, and in the next it may be tomorrow or maybe next week when I actually get a chance to write a blog post about this, and I will give you detailed information in my blog post as well. And I did mention yesterday that my parents are coming down to Houston to visit with me before my dad's eye reconstructive surgery. And so, because after his surgery, after the doctor gives him the okay, they're going to fly back out to Ecuador. They're, I think you call them expatriates or expatriates, you know, they're U.S. citizens. They have lived most of their entire lives here, and they decided to purchase a working ranch in Ecuador, and that is where they retired. I think it's so neat over there. My dad has acres and acres of stuff that they grow, you know, during different years and whatnot, and him and his workers get to horseback ride. They get to gallop through the entire perimeter of their, I don't know what you would call it, ranch. Okay. So they can check out to see if fences need mending or anything. And my parents are so happy over there. And I am, even though I miss them like crazy, I am happy that they're happy over there. They're well taken care of. You know, they never go without, because the US dollar stretches so much in Ecuador that they're living so well over there. And they are living their golden years just how they envisioned it. And I am so happy and so proud of them for doing that. And so anyhow, thank you so much. Thank you, Bonnie. And you just made me laugh, Tamara. Oh my God. See, I love these live videos, because you know what, ladies, when I'm reading your posts or your comments that you leave me in my videos, sometimes you make me crack up, laugh so hard, you know, and I put LOL and a smiley face and whatever, but it's not the same thing. You know, this way you actually get to get an honest to goodness reaction. You want to live in my brain, girl? I don't think you want to live in my brain, because my brain never wants to shut off. You want to know what it's like living in my brain? Let's see. You're up at 12 or 11 o'clock at night or 12 o'clock in the morning, and suddenly you're focused on work, and you don't go back to bed till 5, and then your phone rings at 7:30 because it's a client on the phone, and they're wanting you to do some stuff for them. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I may have adult ADHD, seriously, because sometimes I just can't sleep. And it's like I will toss and turn and toss and turn. And my mind is running a million miles a minute. I tell you that I get all these ideas. And it's not just crafting. It's not like I stay up all night crafting. No, I actually do work. I work from home. So I'm actually doing work from home and doing research. And I'm just jotting notes down and going here and going there and hopping into forums and asking questions and getting answers and so forth. So yeah, that's what it's like in my brain. Oh, wow. Okay. So thank you all so much. Yeah, I know. It's like the older we get, the less we sleep. And I think that is actually a biological thing, because I do remember when I was in college, I read somewhere that the elderly don't sleep that much. Okay. I don't consider myself elderly, not just yet. But it makes sense. The younger you are, the more sleep you require. But I think that with women too, it's a case of maybe menopause, okay? Because I know that one of the things about menopause is that you do lose sleep, okay? And it's like, wow. And so anyways, I don't want to deviate too much from the topic. So this was my Graphic 45 Love mini album. Flip through, and what do you call it? Premiere. And project share and so forth. And I so enjoy being here with you tonight. And I thank you so, so much for watching my videos and jumping in and just having a little bit of a chat and some fun with me. I truly, honestly enjoy your company. And so, excuse me. After this, I don't have any more videos scheduled for the remainder of the week. I will do my best to get this blog post up ASAP. Like I said, go to decorateyourlife.com, and I spell it with the number 8, and just bookmark my website, or there's a newsletter thing that you can sign up to the site, but I really don't ever send out newsletters because I don't have the time for that. But what you do is when you sign up, MailChimp knows automatically to send you a notification that, hey, heads up, she wrote a new blog post. So that's that newsletter thing. I really don't have the time to write a newsletter. I mean, imagine, what would my newsletter be like? Okay, I'm working. Another day, I'm working again. Okay, I made a mini album. I'm working. Yeah, that's what my newsletters would say. Okay, so thank you so very much for popping in, and I will see you next week, because starting tomorrow, I'm getting ready for my parents' visit, and oh gosh, I can't wait to see my mom and dad. Talk to you soon. Bye.